You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry, ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for American Fiction. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. American Fiction served as the opening night red carpet presentation of the 46th annual Denver Film Festival. So thank you so much, Denver Film, for allowing me to cover this festival yet again and to experience American Fiction as our opening night presentation. American Fiction is a 2023 comedic drama from director Cord Jefferson based on the story Erasure. Written by Percival Everett. Monk is a frustrated novelist who's fed up with the establishment that profits off Black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, he uses a pen name to write an outlandish Black book of his own. A book that propels him to the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain. The film stars Jeffrey Wright, Tracy Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, Keith David, Sterling K. Brown, and Erica Alexander. So the hype has really been building up around American Fiction after this film won the Audience Award at TIFF. But I hadn't watched any trailers for it. I saw that poster that was actually amazing with Jeffrey Wright having the drawings over top of his portrait. Honestly, one of the best film posters of 2023 in my book. But I only had seen stills. I knew this stacked cast, but I didn't even know the extent of the stacked cast, honestly. So when I saw that it was the opening night presentation for DFF 2023, I jumped on the opportunity to get to watch. And oh my goodness, American Fiction completely blew me away. I adored this film. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. So my biggest positive is actually the screenplay that is co-written by the director, Cord Jefferson, and Percival Everett, who wrote the novel that the film is based on. It is such an amazing screenplay. It is witty, it is smart, it is fast, it moves with purpose. It is so good in literally every single facet. I adored the screenplay for this film. This is probably the most I've laughed in a film all year long. I thought it was hilarious. It's biting. The comedy really balances absurdity with real hitting issues. It has deeper looks at topics that are so prevalent in today's culture, but not really talked about. But let's not play into the hand of the film too much here, shall we? But it does so in an actual satirical manner. I didn't expect the amount of satire I got in this film, but it is chock full of it, and it's so wonderfully effective. The jokes themselves just land, and they land hard. The observational humor is hilarious. The vernacular humor is amazing. Everything about the script is pretty much perfect. It's really a fantastic screenplay. The direction by Cord Jefferson is also really strong, particularly as we enter that third act. He has some really interesting directorial choices that were well handled. And what I love is that he's able to keep the tone. We are able to get to the bottom of the character study portions of this film, the drama portions of this, the actual look at Monk and his family and the people involved here, and empathize with them as people and balance all of that really well with the more satirical, biting commentary of it all. The acting is also fantastic. Jeffrey Wright is at the peak of his powers. Jeffrey Wright is playing perfectly into his own persona, giving us this wonderfully understated but ouch type of uppity performance that has a lot of layers there to divulge into. But for me, the scene stealer was actually Sterling K. Brown, who is hilarious, who is moving, who is fantastic as the brother Cliff here. every single time Sterling K. Brown was on camera, he was the focus. I loved his character. He was messy. He was all over the place. He was a study all in and of itself, but Brown just delivered it perfectly. Oh, what a performance. And honestly, one of my favorite supporting actor performances of the year. Tracy Alice Ross was fabulous. I just wish she was in the film more. Issa Rae is also fabulous, particularly in the second half of the film. Her character is a very interesting character to look at, and Issa Rae just delivers it beautifully. Adam Brody in his limited role is amazing. But outside of Sterling K. Brown and Jeffrey Wright, the big standout for me was Erica Alexander, who's great in this film as Coraline, another character who brings a lot of levity, but also a lot of emotional reality to what it is you're watching. But this gives you everything. It is a message about how America, by and large, profits off of Black trauma, specifically in this case, but honestly, so often, not only on Black trauma and Black stereotypes, but pretty much every underrepresented group goes through that stretch in media where you are reduced to the trauma of your past. And this just makes really keen, funny, awesome observations about how we consume media and the current wave of wokeness and the facade of it all. It's really done well. But amongst all of the great observations, it's just really entertaining and a really nice study of the character of Monk underneath all of it. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to American fiction? Well, really, my only negative for American fiction is the catalyst that kind of sets everything in motion, that has to deal with the family. Something happens early in the film within the family that kind of propels Monk to need more money, to be willing to do all of this. And it just came very suddenly. It felt pretty out of place, honestly. I wish there was a more organic feeling reason for us to go down the path we went down, to get the family together as they did. Instead, it kind of comes out of nowhere. It robs us of getting more time with an amazing actor in the film and just ultimately felt quite abrupt. And really, throughout the film, we are given like these little nuggets, these people that kind of come in and come out, or these situations that pop up and pop back down that don't get very much time and almost feel unneeded. Like when we first meet Coraline, there's this weird thread that starts us off, actually turns out to go nowhere and mean nothing, but feels like it should be this big character thing. And my only other really minor nitpick here is that we do a lot of time skips, a lot of time jumps. So suddenly you're like, oh yeah, a couple months has passed. And it's like, what? Oh, okay. We're kind of in the exact same situation we were in the last time we saw these characters. It's actually in the exact same room, it feels like. And it works as a full package to get us from start to finish in the narrative that is meant to take place here. But as you're watching, every now and then we're told that a time jump has happened, and it's kind of like, oh, all right, let me get oriented into our new time frame. But really, those are both minor nitpicks for the film that I overall loved. I adored American Fiction. I think it's the perfect blend for a film. It has something to say, it has a clear vision of what it is that it wants to say and how it wants to deliver the message it gives, while still being very entertaining, really hilarious, full of great performances, all built off of an amazing adapted screenplay. So as soon as American Fiction opens near you as we get into award season, please make sure you check out American Fiction. Give this a full price ticket. I think you're going to have a great time with this film. So that is my review for American Fiction. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see American Fiction, or have you had the chance to see it at a film festival as well? Let me know all of your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.